understand that nowadays you're not doing too well, but I want to wish you a really good day. How are you today?
Well, not too bad. Sometimes it's better than some. Today I'm not too bad.
Not too bad. Okay, Sarge, tell us where it all started for you. More than likely, I want to believe you went to the St. Thomas's Primary School. Was cricket a part of your daily activities there?
Oh yes. In those days, mostly what we played was cricket. You know, nobody usually played football, so cricket was morning, noon, and night. You can't wait until school get recess to go and play cricket.
Were you one of those guys who would tell the story that you might even stay a little too long and get licks when you get home?
Oh yes. Well, I have a story that, and I always say I would supposed to tell my mother to apologize for me because one time she beat me because I went to play cricket and not looking um, after the animals. And when I reached home, she wanted to beat me, so I stayed outside. So I waited until she gone to sleep and went inside. And the morning, the licks wake me up. So I was so mad about that. But she finally apologized to me, said she's sorry for beating me. If she knew I was gonna come so good in cricket,
She wouldn't
she
have
would
done
not have
that.
done that.
Those days, did schools have inter-cricket competitions? Did they have those kind of St. Thomas's versus Charlestown and so on? And how did that go for you?
Oh yes, that's where it all started. I can remember my first big score, 50 and over 50 I made against Combermere. We went to Combermere School to play. And Eugene Stapleton, if you remember Eugene Stapleton,
Yeah.
he played for
Hmm.
Nevisian. He was the teacher, he was the captain of the side. And we had Jill Skeet. Jill Skeet was the captain, he was the teacher at
At
the school,
Combermere.
Combermere.
Hmm.
And so he was the captain and he loved cricket. So that was my first big score. But we always play against each other, schools, the school tournament. And I think that helped a lot, the competition. We don't have that nowadays, and that is lacking why we don't have, you know, better cricketers because we're playing less cricket now.
Yeah. Did somebody spot you? Normally, when great cricketers come about, they normally say, this person spotted them and said, that is a talent I need to hone. Did somebody actually say, Sarge, I'm going to look out for you. I think you have a special talent here.
Well, I must give credit to the older guys in the village in Cotton Ground. So that's like Bernard Clark, Santo Borin, and we had Cuthbert Stapleton. Those guys, at that time, we had a good team in Cotton Ground, Pioneers.
Hmm.
And I was young, but they saw the talent, so they pulled me along and I went and played with them at a very early age. And they
Okay.
gave me all the encouragement that I needed.
What year, what age did you make it into the Nevis team?
I made it in Nevis team when I was, I think, was 17.
Okay.
But I didn't play that year because tournament was to be held in months in
Antigua.
Nevis,
Oh, okay.
and they started to fix the grounds,
Oh.
and they didn't complete it on
Mm.
time.
Okay.
So the tournament was abandoned that year. But the following year, I played in Montserrat. Montserrat was the first place I played.
Do you remember that game, Sarge? Were you nervous? What number did you bat? And please don't tell me you made a duck first time out.
But I can't remember the score. But
Okay.
I mean, you must, as a youngster playing for the first time, you must have a little nervousness.
Okay.
And but I can't remember the scores in that
But it wasn't a big
game.
score.
It wasn't a big score.
Okay.
It wasn't a big
Okay.
score.
What number you batted though?
I batted Number three.
Number three. That early. Wow.
Those are two positions I started. Either
Okay.
opening or
Oh,
number
number
three.
three.
Yeah.
Okay. The fact that you opened, well, I've seen you bat against pace and spin, but which one you preferred? If I could use that, did you like pace? Did you like spin? I mean,
Well, I prefer the pace, the ball
hmm
coming onto you.
okay.
You don't have to do much. The ball coming, so
So you just stroke it.
yeah. But spin bowling, you have to do
More.
more.
Yeah, you have to do more.
So I prefer pace, but
But you handle the spin pretty
I
well.
can play spin as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as an aside, Halliday, Timmix Halliday, once said that if you can't dance, you can't play spin. What are your thoughts if you were to tell a youngster how to play spin? You don't play it from a crease too much, right?
No, nowadays I don't see these guys using the feet at all. They're waiting until the ball, especially playing a spin bowler, they're waiting until the ball drop. If you get in spin and you wait until the ball drop and bounce, you're in more
In
trouble.
trouble. Hmm
You have to try. I usually try to, if I can hit the ball on the full before it
Right,
drop,
right,
or,
right.
or on the half volley, you'll be able to control it better that way.
Another thing I noted when I used to watch you play at Grove Park is that you hardly went aerial. You seem to always be into the stroking along the ground mode. Your thoughts on hitting the ball aerial or staying on the ground?
Well, it's safer on the ground because you can't get out. If you want to bat long, you have to hit the ball
On the
on the
ground.
ground. And nowadays, I find that the batsmen grab a long on, a long off, and they're still hitting the ball in the air where the fielders are. So
Makes no
it makes
sense.
no sense.
Okay, so after making it as a youngster in the Nevis team, how long did it take you to make your first big score at the Leeward Islands level, and who did you make it against, if you could remember? Your first big score for Nevis.
Let me see. I believe it was against St. Kitts and Nevis.
Okay.
I made 100 in that game.
Bowlers like Wilkin and those guys.
No, I had balls like Curry,
Kuri.
Gilbert,
Those guys were good, right?
yeah, and Hicks.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they had a good team. Harris.
Len Harris, the
Yeah,
famous
they
Len
had a
Harris.
good team
Hmm
that year.
Okay.
But I usually say that I'm not playing the man itself. I'm playing the ball.
Ball. That makes sense.
So,
So you're not
it
playing
don't matter, no
fame.
matter who the person is.
You're playing the
I'm
ball.
playing the ball. I mean, you're human. I'm a human. If you can bowl, I
I go
suppose
bat.
we'll do it.
Nice. And there was Carlisle Powell made reference to you recently at Harold Walters' funeral. And he said there was a year when Nevis didn't even make 300, and you made 217, 3 runs short of a record, Leeward Islands record. Merchant made a 50, and Nevis still didn't make 300. You remember that game?
Yeah, actually it was 214.
214.
Yeah, the record was
7,
216.
16. That must have been painful, eh?
Well, it was painful because you needed 2 runs. We were playing Antigua, and Antigua they normally support us, and you could see the players there. They wanted me to make
To
the
make the
runs,
rounds.
but we were batting with another guy, Evelyn, and he got out. But
That's the fast bowler for Hanley's Road. I remember.
yes,
Chapel.
Chapel.
What did you tell him when he was when he was about to face? What did you tell him?
I just tell him to hold his end, just don't get out. But
He's
he
nervous.
tried his best.
Okay.
Ball hit his pad. It was going down the leg side, hit his pad, and then went back onto the wicket.
Oh boy.
But I just said that Harold funeral. I wanted to attend, but because of this COVID
Yeah.
situation, I didn't get to attend because Harold and me go a long way. When I played for Nevis for the first time, I was a youngster and Harold was in the team and he took me under his wings,
Okay.
and really supported me.
How good was he as an off spinner?
Harold was very good, man, very good off spinner. and he was also a good batsman too.
Okay.
Um, I don't know if you knew D Parry. D Parry used to bowl some fast leg breaks.
That's somebody related to Derek.
Their uncle.
Okay.
And Harold is one man I saw who
Handled him.
played him really well. Leg spin, ball coming across you, and Harold used to get back and
Punch him.
cut him back. He was good. Harold was good, very good. I played with Harold against Australia in St. Kitts, and he got 5 wickets in that game.
Yes, and the record books are saying that it was 4. Carlisle says he wants to call them and get it corrected. It was a 5 for.
I think it was 5 for 60 something.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Harold was a good all rounder.
And a good team man.
A very good, yeah, and very good slip fielder in the
As well.
in the gully.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then Sarge, you made it into the Leewards team. Those days, I think it was even more difficult to make a combined team. Sorry, you had to. Those days they didn't have a Leewards, right? They had Leewards, and then you had to get into combine.
Right, yeah.
How difficult was it for you to get into those 2 teams, Leewards then combine?
Well, to me it wasn't difficult because I was always one of the leading batsmen in the Leeward Islands tournament, so I used to make the Leeward Island side easily.
And the combined side.
And the combined side as well. We usually have a trial match to pick the combined side, and I usually make runs, so
right. So
it wasn't difficult to me.
And in the combined side, you played alongside a certain gentleman who I always thought was pretty good, but never got his honors either. Irvin Shillingford. How good was he?
Yeah, Irvin Shillingford was a good player.
He was a talent.
Very good player. I used to listen to Leeward Islands cricket, and he always makes a lot of runs.
Yeah.
And it's a pity that he
only played one test.
played one test, and in that test match
he made 100. I mean, why is life so unfair?
Well, he was from Dominica,
Yeah,
a small
yeah,
country.
yeah.
But he didn't get his real due, but he was a good player, good eyes.
Speaking of which, Sarge, do you think that you came up at a wrong time? Because with all your talent, those days everything was that side, the big islands. Do you think probably now it would have been a lot easier for you?
Oh yes, no, I see some guys playing there now, and they're not half as good as I was.
Right.
And they may question this side.
Right,
So
right.
it's just the era that you come up
come
in.
up
It was too early. I often say I wish I could exchange my age with some of these guys now.
Yeah.
But it's a lot easier now to make West Indies side. In my days, I had so many good players. Sobers, Kanai,
Nurse,
Butcher,
Butcher.
Solomon. All those players you had to compete with, apart from being from a small island.
Yeah. Your biggest score for the Leewards are the combined islands. You remember what that might have been?
My biggest, I never made a century for combined islands. I think my biggest score was 84 or something like that. Against Jamaica in St. Vincent.
Okay.
Actually, that was the same year that Willett
Made
made the West Indies side.
Okay.
Yeah. What was the next question?
And your biggest score for the Leewards, maybe?
Boy.
But you would have had
can't
hundreds
do
for
that.
the
Yes,
Leewards, though.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, said 100.
I remember listening to the radio, and you had an epic battle with a certain gentleman by the name of Houghton Dow. I think they actually said you hooked him at one point, and maybe he might have grazed your forehead. Tell me, some of them might be made up stories. Well, how that
No,
goes?
I don't
How
know.
that went?
Even though was quick, but you could read him when he gonna bounce. You could see he runs in faster, and he hit the ball way down. So you could judge when he bouncing.
Okay.
So I used to pick him good and so.
Okay.
And well, one innings in Antigua he got me out because of the same reason. I knew when he gonna bounce, he ran in quickly and he hit it harder, but the wicket didn't have the life in it,
low.
at the last time. So I expected the ball to rise and I ducked, and the ball hit me on my
Maybe
shoulder.
that's what I was talking about.
And it went on the wicket, but I wasn't afraid of you.
Okay, you handled him pretty well.
Yeah, pretty good. I think if you could would admit that the hardest hand drive he ever got was from me.
From that.